Hi, today I'm going to show you how to assemble the automatic hand sanitizer. You can pick up one of these kits through the window, or you can come into North Regional Library, part of the Lafayette Public Library system. So in your drawer, you will find a sensor that is soldered to a resistor, and a transformer that's going to act like a little switch. There will also be 2 wires that will allow you to add power to this assembly. Also soldered to this assembly is a white 6-volt submersible pump. In pre-COVID times, you would be able to come in and use a soldering iron and solder this yourself, but we're still operating under COVID restrictions. So for now, I have pre-soldered it for you. Eventually, we will be opening the makerspace back up, and you can come in and learn how to solder at the North Regional Library makerspace. There is also a piece of black heat shrink tubing, as well as a piece of white double-sided tape, a piece of clear plastic tubing, and 2 coin cell batteries. And you'll notice that there is a plus marking on the front, and the other side doesn't have any markings at all. That's a negative side. So to start with, you are going to take the sensor and thread it through the hole that's drilled or cut on the top of the lid. Now, even though I filed this down, it still could have sharp edges, so be careful of the little tiny wires, but also of your fingers. So very carefully thread this assembly through the hole in the top. If it doesn't fit sideways, you can turn it diagonally, and it should just go right through the top of the jar. Okay, like that. Now, to the pump, you're going to add the tubing. Just stick it right on. And then from the other end of the pump, you are also going to thread through the hole in the top of the jar lid. Okay, then you could put the pump into the jar. There we go. Now this is going to act like the nozzle, so you can point it wherever you want the nozzle to be. You want the sensor to be next to the nozzle because that's where your hands are going to be, and you want it facing in the same direction as the nozzle, and you want it facing outward. So when you put your hand under the nozzle, it will break the beam. And you can attach the sensor with the double-sided tape. If you have hot glue, you can certainly use that as well. Let's see. I want this to go like this. All right. Just pull these wires out of the way. Now, to power this up, we're going to use 2 3-volt batteries because the pump is 6 volts. So you put the plus sign next to the negative and layer the batteries like this. And then the wire that is attached to where it says VCC, the very first one on the sensor, goes on the top, connected to the plus, and the bottom one, or the other wire, goes on the bottom. And when you hold them together, you should see a little orange light come on the sensor. If you put your hand in front of the two lights, you should see both lights light and hear the motor. So once you know that it's working, you could slip on the heat shrink tubing, add heat, and it will stay together. Okay, now your automatic hand sanitizer is completed. To test it out, you probably want to have something that you don't mind getting messed up underneath it. And then when you move your hand in front of it, you should hear the motor going, and then hand sanitizer